Hello, everyone. All right, looks like we are doing okay. We are waiting for Trey's stream to finish, I guess. That's totally okay. I'm totally cool with that. Trey is my brother. The ambassador says, "Good evening, Alec. How are you?" Silver Bullets, good to see you again. Happy the weekend is here. Yeah, so am I. I got so much fulfillment to do. It's crazy. How can I have a crappy day? I got 3 of the cutest puppies that I've been dealing with all day. No budget. There's Vance, my friend. How are you? I'm doing great. Michael Sean Carter, how are you doing, sir? Hope you're doing well. Our thoughts are with you, sir. Hope everything. I know you were having a rough time. I hope things are getting back to normal for you. Dave G Sound, what is up? All right, let's go see what's. Oh, there's a. Gonna. I just sent Trey a message.
Some audio commentary.
He's over. Yeah, so we got a bunch of people over at Trey's stream. Let's see if he's
We'll just.
Did he start late? Did Pris K, hello, Desmond Blenio. Hello, Axafam, he says. Rizrick, greetings. Be Winced, Yasu to you too, my friend. Ron Belts, how are you? English Gent, what is up? He's saying hello, Axagang. So Axafam, Axagang. Axagang sounds a lot more menacing, doesn't it? Is Trey finishing up, or because I don't want to start my little review until he gets here. Oh, he's going long too. 76 minutes, 70. He's been on for 77 minutes. So he started, yeah, because he starts at 10 of with his countdown, and then goes. So I'll have to watch that too. I didn't have a chance. I was getting ready for this one, so I didn't have a chance to watch that interview. But while we're all waiting for Trey to get over here, how about we all hit that like button, that thumbs up button? We got 15 thumbs up so far. Let's make it even with the number of viewers, huh? Hello. All right. Yeah, so today I'll kill some time until everyone gets here. So today was puppy photograph time. Oh, excuse me. Oh, God. Oh, I have no alcohol here. Oh, what a shame. We ran out of alcohol. Can you believe that? Because Crystal started horning in on my supply. So I got to go out and get another bottle of Fire on the Mountain. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's Trey telling me he's may run a few minutes over. Yeah, that's okay. We're going to wait here for folks until Trey. Hey, listen, I hope you got. Oh, let me turn my light on. How's that? Hold on a sec. It's a little dark in here, huh? Okay. How's that? That is a little better. I'm a little more well lit. There we go. Yeah, listen, I'm doing all right. English Gent. I'm always a little tired because the puppies are a bit of a handful. But here's the good news. Now we only have 3 puppies. and they're a lot easier to handle. A lot easier. I'm not getting up at 3 in the morning. They let us sleep. They get real active, and really they're fun because it's just 3. And what I've learned is, they're in their little pen in the kitchen area, the kitchen dining room area, and they want to be with you. So if I let them out, and they're good, they'll poop on the mats. They're peeing on the hardwood still, but they'll poop on the mat, which is really good. I think I got to put more mats out just so they know. But anyway, they'll poop on the mats, which is good. But they really just want to. They lie down on these big cushions we have. These big, they're massive. You get them at PetSmart, and they're only $20, and they're awesome. And they'll sit on that, and they chew on bully sticks. And they'll bully sticks are, it's like a rawhide alternative, but it's basically it's basically cow tendon, right? And they love chewing on those bully sticks. And so what I've done is I've moved my fulfillment stuff downstairs, and I'm fulfilling from down there. So I can let them out. They can all play. I'm there to supervise. They don't get in trouble. And they'll go. Belgian Malinois are high energy dogs. They'll go for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, full speed, right? And then, bam, they crash for 2 hours, 3 hours. So it's great. They're great. And we had the photographer I met today, a big photographer in Atlanta. He does big stars and everything. Super nice guy, dog rescue guy, big dog guy. And he just photographed our dogs for free, and he had the time of his life. And we're going again next week with bring whatever dogs up. So anyway, so let me catch up. Sean Thornton just jumped in from Trey. Adega Outlaw, we are coming. Claude Siling says, hi all, be wince, get real whiskey. Cinnamon whiskey is real whiskey, my friend. Desmond Blenio says, there are 4 lights! KB just left Trey's stream. Colin Barrett, all hands to battle stations. The bar. Doug Grady. Doug, I sent out your patches. The other half of that order. Like I said I would. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't load puppy pics, but I can do it while we're watching some stuff to show you guys what's up. I'm gonna. What I really need to do is get the ones that we took today. No, that's a strong word. I really wasn't I didn't take them today, but let me get Joshua. Where's Joshua? Joshua. Oh God, what's his last name again? Joshua. Stringer, there he is. Josh Stringer. Oh yeah. Let me just save these for you guys. It's gonna be all about Picard tonight, but you guys deserve some puppage, right? You want to see the pups. We got photos today. It was an awesome time. It really, Josh and I had so much fun. I got some good pictures of Josh, and this is a great picture of Josh. I'm going to save this one here too. So I'll give you before we get to Picard, because we're going to get to Picard, I'm going to give everyone a little chance to catch up, okay? To get here to this stream before we go live on. Well, we are live before we start talking about Picard. Oh, we got a super chat. Hold the horses. Fred Hensley, looking forward to Alex's take on Star Trek Picard. $10 super chat. Thank you, Fred Hensley. I'm honored. Sir. Let me just do this real quick so we can get. Let me just duplicate this. This will be pups. Just to give you guys a couple photos, because you want to see pup photos, right? So let me make a folder. This was the puppage one. Here we go. Get rid of this Picard review, so we can put a image slideshow. It's just going to be a little puppage. Puppage. All right. Let me add that directory, and we'll share. These are just 4 photos. It's just going to be just 4 photos from today. Here's this. Oh. There we go. So there's Sable. There's Vader. So Josh Stringer is a professional photographer. He took these photos. I mean, these are just a couple that he grabbed. And here's Artemis. And he just loved. I mean, they're so much fun. And they just ran around his floor. Here's Vader giving him a kiss. It's just such a sweet photo. I had a. So yeah, so this is what happened today. So that's a little puppage for you. Let you know what's going on, and it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun. Yeah. So all right, let's see. Is everyone here? Kind of waiting for Trey to show up. Quad BC, Jason Ross, MP Graphics. That's Mark Payton. How are you doing, sir? Mark, I thought I gave you those scans. Because they're all uploaded, and I'm pretty sure they're uploaded to your folder. Personal folders. Let me look here. Mark Payton. They are. And is it shared with you? Ah, that's the problem, isn't it? It is not shared with you. Mark, give me message me your email address on Facebook, okay? They're all there. I'll share them with you right now, okay? Inquisitor 6321 says waiting for Axanar to save the franchise. Thank you, sir. Axanar reporting for duty. Listen, we're not here to save the franchise. Seriously. I appreciate that. I do. I really do. I appreciate it. We know the sentiment. There's a lot of. All you gotta do is read the comments on Prelude to Axanar. Everyone wants to see Axanar, right? And all I'm saying is, CBS, get over your butthurt about suing. Get over your butthurt about your bad decision to sue me, all right? And call me up and say, hey, Alec, let's put Axanar on StarTrek.com. There you go. I don't care if you make Blu-rays and go and sell it. That's fine. Do whatever you want with it. Just, the antagonism between CBS, especially the lawyers, and Axanar is CBS's doing. It's not Axanar's doing, right? Why can't we all get along? I don't know. All right, so let's get back. Is it a Chateau Axanar vintage? We do need Chateau Axanar, don't we? But wine. We need to private label some wine. Okay, that's the next thing. What else we got? Lost the audio? You shouldn't have. You should still have audio. All right, let's move on. Now we're going to move back to the Picard review. Perry Ford, $5 super chat. Treats for the pups, he says. Look, anytime you super chat for puppies, it's good in my book, man. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. That is much appreciated. There's Stogie. Hey, Stogie. Stogie prepared a bunch of video for tonight's review. I didn't use it all, Stogie. Some of them were a little long, and I don't want to go overboard and step on CBS. By the way, everyone, Picard episode 1. If you haven't seen it, first of all, spoilers tonight. I'm telling you, you should have seen it by now. It's free. CBS is giving it away free, episode 1 free on YouTube. So there's no excuse not to have seen episode 1 of Picard. Okay, just saying. I'm just saying. I have not seen episode 2 yet, Fred Hensley. Yeah, Silver Bullet, you should see Picard. We're going to get into it right here in a minute. I just want to catch up with you. Sean Thornton, we are sorry to hear about your health challenges. Good health and blessings to you, sir. Sean Thornton says, Alec, I know you're being modest, but you're the only real Trek out there on the Prime timeline. Timelines we can talk about. Timelines we can talk about. All right? I have no problem talking timelines. Jason Ross said CBS is stupid for not acquiring Axanar and suing instead. Yeah, listen. Bad business decision. Okay? The reason I don't hate CBS is there were people there that made bad business decisions. There are people there that continue to make bad business decisions about Axanar and fan films, right? I'm sorry, if I was in charge of CBS, I would be embracing fan films. I would have a program in place for them. I would have a person in charge of fan films. That person would be a filmmaker who would aid the fan films, because you look at stuff like Squadron, right? You guys have seen the trailer for Squadron, which I'm going to play later, right? There's good shit. And we'll talk about Squadron later because I got news about that you're going to love. Yeah. Stogie says, Stogie's review is, I wasn't feeling it as Star Trek, but it was classic Patrick Stewart and good sci-fi. Okay, so let's get into my take about my review of Picard, Episode 1, Remembrance. So, listen, first of all, I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's free. Go see it, right? It is good. Let's just start it off. Alex says it's good. It's good. It really is. All right. And the story, and here's the beauty is, it starts out and let's. I'm going to run a little clip here to show you how does it all start off, right? It starts off on the Enterprise. All right, so that's where we start. We start on the Enterprise. Data and Picard are playing cards. It's the Enterprise D, not the E, right? It's 10 forward. There's no one else there. Obviously a virtual set, whatever. It looks good, right? And they're playing cards. Little banter back and forth. Picard drinks his tea. And Data pushes Picard all in. And Picard starts stalling. Data says, why are you stalling? And Picard says, because I don't want the game to end. So that was just like, wow, right? There's a lot right there. Kind of tells you a lot about it's a lot of foreshadowing there. And then he turns and they're at Mars. And he's like, I didn't know we were passing by Mars. And all of a sudden, shit starts happening on Mars and blowing up, right? It helps to see this short track, Children of Mars. I would suggest, I haven't seen it, but I've seen clips of it. I know all about it. I would suggest go seeing Children of Mars 2. And I got to tell you, now that Picard's on Discovery, I'm probably going to get CBS All Access, right? Even just for the time Picard's on, watch everything, watch Discovery again, and then you can always cancel it after Picard, right? I want to see the short treks. I never saw the short treks, so it's worth seeing, okay? Okay. From there, from that opening scene, we go into the opening credits, and everyone's like, the opening credits, they're all right. They're not very Star Trek-y. They're much more Discovery-like, which I guess you would come to expect that from Kurtzman, right? It's kind of sophisticated and subtle and, a lot of nuance, Picardisms in there. It's whatever. Didn't do it for me, but whatever. I'll be okay. So here's a photo. So then we go, and now we're going into meet the other main character, Daj, okay? The young girl. And now I got this image up of Greater Boston because this is really important. Maybe not important. This is really cool. And there's a lot of stuff to see here in this image, okay? Look at this image real close. Okay, first of all, look all the way down to the lower right of Boston. What do you see there? The Kings, the baseball team. Now, baseball was disbanded, right? Remember the episode in Deep Space Nine where Buck Bokai comes back and him and Cisco are talking about how the baseball was, disappeared after the World Series in some year, whatever that was. But here's the Kings, that team, Buck Bokai's team. And there's an advertisement for them. So did Cisco get baseball back? Did baseball come back? That's interesting, huh? Very interesting. Okay. Look up above that. the sign just up and to the left above the King sign on the next building back, it says Cassidy Yates on it, right? So there's an advertisement for Cassidy Yates Freight Lines. That's pretty cool. David Savage said, Picard entertained me. You can pick anything apart and make it so no longer part. Yeah, listen, we're not here to do that, Dave. We're here to have fun and talk about a pretty good Star Trek. So Cassie Yates. Then above that, that's the Ferengi symbol. We got a Ferengi advertisement on the building behind them, right? And so this is all cool little stuff here. There, FNN down there in the center, right next to the N in Boston. It's FNN, which is Federation News Network, right? So a lot of cool stuff in there. If you freeze the frames and look at it, you find a lot of cool stuff. Okay. Let's see. So when we start, we see Picard on his farm. He wakes up. So he wakes up from the bad dream of Mars exploding, and he's on his farm, right? And it's really cool. It's his vineyard in France, which actually is Santa Barbara, but we're not going to say anything. This is and he's got two assistants, shall we say, that are Romulan, which is really interesting. Let me go back. The two assistants who are Romulan. Can I freeze this? One's a woman who just has the ears and the eyebrows, and then the guy has the forehead. So they're kind of mixing, right? They're kind of mixing the Romulans there. And I like that, right? You know me, I love that stuff. And the interesting thing is the woman has a bit of an Irish accent. She's obviously an Irish actress, right? So her Romulan has a bit of an Irish accent. And someone pointed that out and made a big deal about it. And I'm like, well, who says the person who taught her English wasn't Irish? Right? I don't know. I thought it was, I found it endearing. I guess in the comics you find out these two were spies, Romulan spies, who fell in love, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they work for Picard now. They take care of him. He's an old stodger, they say. And of course, number one, his dog is a pit bull who is a rescue called De Niro in real life. So he plays a part in the first episode, which is kind of cool. We see this image of Starfleet Museum at one point, right? This is actually the arena at the Orange County Convention Center. I know because I've been there a lot of times. A lot of this was shot at Orange County Convention Center. All the exteriors of Starfleet headquarters were shot there, which is obviously Orange County is just south of Los Angeles. So this is the Starfleet Archives and Museum. And Picard is going there because this mysterious girl shows up and says she knows Picard, tells Picard about what happened. Her boyfriend was murdered, and she's really confused. So she disappears. He goes to the archive because he thinks he's seen her before. He goes to the archive, and they basically preserved everything from Captain Picard's quarters, which is kind of cool, right? It's a huge building. The interior is really huge, and everything is in stasis there, right? Which is, I don't know, I find that kind of cool. That's what an archive should be, I guess. And of course, the big thing they have is the Captain Picard Day banner, which they got lots of cool things in there. They've got a model of the Cousteau, a model of the Enterprise E, his Stargazer model, right? They've got a Klingon Bat'leth, a Datang dagger, his works of Shakespeare there, and he finds the painting. So that's one of the things he finds there. So let me do this. I think. Can I reset it here? If I go there, let's see if it's going to reset. No, it's going to keep going back to this image. So anyway, he finds this painting, and it was one of the other images. Let's just let me duplicate this. All right. All right, so here's the painting. Right. All right. So let's get rid of this. And here's the, so there's this, so this is the girl, right? And he's got this painting and he goes to the archive. He's like, I've seen this girl before. Why is she so familiar? He goes to Starfleet Archive, and this was a painting that Data had given him, right? And he finds out that the title of the painting was called Daughter. And so he starts putting two to two together, right? And let's speed this up a little bit so we can move through these images a little faster. All right. So he goes outside after this, and there's Daj, right? He met her at the vineyards. Greater Boston is where we find Daj initially. She's there with her boyfriend. Romulans show up, assassinate the boyfriend, and she kicks all their asses and runs. But she doesn't know she's an android at this point. Here's Picard with number one, drinking wine on his vineyard, Santa Barbara, which is France. Here's his nice vineyard, Santa Barbara, which is doubles for France. Listen, all the exteriors are great. They're fantastic. It looks really good. The interiors were all shot at Santa Clarita Studios, that I know very well, up by where our studio used to be. Here's the painting of Daj. That's the girl. Let's see. And here's Daj. So Daj shows up at the vineyard. She says, I know you. I feel safe with you. He's like, oh, you're familiar. And then he goes to the archive. He pulls out the painting. Oh my God. He puts two and two together. And he's like, I think this is, I think there's obviously a connection here to Data. So what does he do next? Okay. So, okay. And by the way, let me just tell you, the CGI, all the archive stuff is great. Let's go to, yeah. Okay. So this painting puts two and two together. Him and Daj go outside. Him and Daj meet outside. And then there's this big fight scene, right? So the Romulans show up again. They run up to the roof. Big fight scene. She's kicking all this Romulan ass, right? And then, let's just be clear. If you've seen it already, like, the one Romulan, basically, he doesn't spit acid. He is not a xenomorph. He's not spitting acid. What he does is he bites down on something, like a capsule or something, and then spits that. So there was something in the acid's in the capsule. He spits it. It goes all over her, goes all over the phaser rifle she's stolen. Boom, it blows up. She's dead. Picard's thrown across, Picard should have had his ass really kicked. But anyway, and Picard wakes up. So, in his vineyard, all right? So, he's okay. But, all of a sudden, the chick we think is the most important in the story is dead. Ah, all right. That's cool. So, he goes to the Daystrom Institute. Because he's like, she was an android, clearly, because he saw her fight. He's thinking, this is Data's kid, right? Let's go. We got to check this out. All right? So he goes to the Daystrom Institute, which is here, which is another great CG. Look at this. Which is of all of that stuff. I'm going to take a second. I'm going to read some of your comments. Pris K says, yeah, the spitting acid thing confused me the first time I saw it. I rewatched it to try to figure out what was going on. Yeah, I had to also, and that's totally cool. Herb Bluntman wants me to post the link to the Picard episode in the chat. Okay, can someone message? Let's see. All right, well, let's find it real fast. It should be right. It should be. Let's see. Where's that Picard episode? All right, let's just search for it because it is free. Picard episode 1. Here it is. Wow, there's already 1 million views. Pretty good. It's not Prelude level, but. All right. Here, and here you go, people. There is the link. Hey, Raymond Moore. He says greetings, Alec at Star Trek Appreciation Society. There you go. Okay. Yeah, Scott, we are talking about Picard. So, be gone with you. Spoilers here. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, no alcohol tonight. All right. So, all right. So he goes to the Daystrom Institute, right? And Daystrom. Let's do this. Let's get a different photo here. So now at the Daystrom Institute, he meets. Where is that? All right, he meets Alison Pill's character. Right? Sorry, this is a crappy. Oh, whoops. Not a great photo, but he meets Alison Pill, who plays a cyberneticist who worked with Maddox of Measure of the Man, Maddox, who Data, of course, kept in contact with after Measure of a Man and was feeding him information. So what we find out is Maddox was trying to replicate, right? And replicate Data. And what did he have but B4? Let's look. Okay. So, B4, the memories that were downloaded, remember at the end of Nemesis, they kind of give you that teaser like, maybe B4. Data downloaded his neural net, his memories, whatever, into B4. And what they did is, in the Countdown comics, for the first JJ movie, they basically told you that Data came back and as B4. B4 became Data. All those memories were recovered, and that was Data, right? No, that is no longer canon because those comics were supposed to be canon. Well, that didn't happen. Matter of fact, the opposite happened, and B4 just everything fell apart. So that's why B4's in the tray in there, and he's in storage. So we're also introduced to this theory that Maddox had, that if you had just one piece of the neural net, right, from a cybernetic organism, if one positronic neuron, you could basically clone a new Data. Okay, I'm not so sure about that, whatever, but interesting. Okay, we'll go with it for now. But they couldn't do that. Now, what we're not told in this episode, and I haven't seen episode 2, so we'll see. I'm told there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen in episode 2. We don't know what, but something's going to happen. All right. We're also we're also going. Wait a second, but where did all these synths come that revolted on Mars, right? Where did these synths come from, right? Now they're outlawed, right? Now synths are outlawed. So, yeah. So what did they use to create those synths? Well, they couldn't use B4. Just think about it for like 30 seconds and you'll get it. All right. And why did they blow shit up and kill 90,000 people? Right? All right. Let's take a break and read some of your comments. Jason Ross, I thought the Romulan outpost at the end looked a lot like a Borg cube. Yes, it was a Borg cube. That was it. I strongly suspect the reason Data's memories were lost to before is because Maddox successfully extracted them before disappearing. Oh, that's an interesting idea, Colin. That's interesting. Maddox was always obsessed with Data. Yes, he was. By the way, Alex, someone told me Picard was wearing a Legion of Honor thread on his jacket for the interview. I don't know. She passed. Fred Hensley, since Data was blown up, where do you get Data's neural net from before? That's kind of what, right? That's where you're thinking. Isn't Data in Star Trek Online? He's in the comic, then Star Trek Online, but not Picard, which Star Trek Online is supposed to be a part of. Doesn't that contradict the timeline? I don't know if Star Trek Online is canon per se. I kind of think it's soft canon, kind of like some of the books. And then Raygun says, whatever happened to Lore? Oh, yeah, huh? Lore. Whatever happened to Lore? After he was deactivated and probably sent to Maddox. Right? Mm-hmm. Lore. No spoilers of episode 2, Colin, or you're going to get banned. No spoilers of episode 2. Raymond Moore says, Alex, just watch episode 2 and answer more of your questions. That's what I've been told. That's what I assume. No spoilers episode 2, people. All right? Okay. So then we go to the Borg Cube, which is the Romulan Reclamation Project, right? And we didn't talk about the Picard's interview, which was a lot of exposition, right? And they did it in an interesting way. Like, what happened with the Romulan fleet? What happened with the synths and them attacking and everything? So anyway, all interesting stuff. They're setting up a lot of storylines. The Borg, the synths, the Romulans. I mean, we haven't seen any Klingons yet, but boy, they're really setting up some big storylines. So yeah, all right. So first of all, it happened. The Hovus Nebula supernova, happens in this timeline, right? Because realistically, that's what JJ said, right? The one prime timeline piece he had was what happened in the prime timeline that led to Spock and the Narada coming through the black hole, right? So, I guess you didn't have to do that. You could say that was all alternate timeline stuff. But, they basically said the Hovus Nebula destroying Romulus is prime timeline. Now, this is prime timeline, right? So what they're saying, okay, if they start incorporating a lot of Discovery stuff, I'm going to be like, no, it's not, because I don't consider Discovery prime timeline, right? Discovery is alternate timeline. Cool. I'm cool with that, but it ain't prime timeline. Let's just get our shit straight here. By the way, you want to know another reason Discovery is not prime timeline? Because back in like the second episode of Discovery, when one of the characters was looking up like the famous captains in Starfleet, who wasn't on that list? Garth. The guy who explored more star systems than anyone else wasn't on the list of the best Starfleet captains. But April was, and April hadn't even taken over the Enterprise yet. Fuck you. So anyway, that's where they're placing this Hovus supernova in this timeline, and I'm okay with that. That it's all good. Where we're going is, right, this is not the squeaky clean Starfleet Federation that we saw in Next Generation or Deep Space Nine, right? It's a little grittier. They made some bad decisions. They pissed Jean-Luc off, and he took off. He was like, that ain't Starfleet I know. I'm out of here. So, food for thought there. This ain't your father's Starfleet. Just so you know. Raymond Moore says, remembrance this episode holds an approval rating of 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know how much validity I give that, but whatever. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I loved it. Yeah, Silver Bullet mentions things from the Discovery timeline have been in the background of Picard. Yeah, we know. It sucks. All right, we got that. A lot of callbacks in the music, too. We have the original Balance of Terror Romulan theme in the end with the when they show the Rhinelands and the Borg cube. You hear the Star Trek: The Next Generation theme, and that's all cool. I love all that stuff. So I'm good. I'm good with all of that. And also, this takes place 2 decades after the final episode. After Nemesis, basically, right? It's 2 decades later. So Picard's in his 90s at this point. So overall, where do I fall on it? I'll tell you, I like it. It's good. It's good stuff. Again, look, if you want your Star Trek to be like the Next Generation, go watch Orville, right? But what Kurtzman has done is basically said, I'm not redoing Star Trek, which is, listen, what was the problem with Voyager? What was the problem with Enterprise? It was all the same old shit, recycled and put in a shaker and shake it up, pour it out. It's the same shit. It's the same stories over and over. It's the same type of stories. It's the same, there's a lot of stuff you're just, and what they're saying here is we're going in a different direction. Science fiction has changed in 20 years, right? That's what they're saying. I mean, and yes, it has. I mean, heck, it's been 15 years since Battlestar Galactica came on the air. Yes'm, 15 years, right? And science fiction has changed, guys, right? And Star Trek has to change. So, my take, I like Picard. I'm all in. Let's go. I don't want the game to end. And I want to keep watching it, and I'm going to. And, I'm going to wish CBS, wish CBS luck with this, and we'll see where it goes. So, there we are. All right, let's get back to your comments. Let's have a little discussion here. Yeah, and well, listen, I don't know what you want to call, is Prime timeline, are we all talking about the same thing? Or are we talking about TOS timeline, right? I don't know what you want to call the timeline that starts at TOS, at the cage, and ends at the last episode of Voyager, I guess. Or Nemesis. I guess Nemesis is the end, right? What's that? The original timeline? Okay. Prime timeline, original timeline, I don't know. Do you watch Alternate History Hub? No, what is Alternate History Hub? I'm intrigued. Colin Barrett says, I like Picard. It's really good, but I am now accustomed to seeing each series as its own standalone thing. Number 7 says he doesn't like how they made Picard so dark. Not the way Gene Roddenberry made it. Well, yeah, I agree with you there. Yes, you're right. It's not the way Gene Roddenberry made it, but science fiction has changed in 50 years. Remember, Gene Roddenberry did Star Trek 54 years ago, okay? This year marks the 25th anniversary of Star Trek Voyager, Donnie Pearson says. Enterprise is part of the original timeline. Take it or leave it, like it or not. It is, guys. It is. I have no problem with anything about Enterprise. I mean, I'm not a fan of Scott Bakula, but, I'm not a fan of Jonathan Archer. Scott Bakula is a wonderful actor. Good singer, too, I'm told. Raymond Moore says, Alec, this is not next gen. Yeah, you're right. It's not. Basically because the story is just outside the structure of Starfleet. So far, the characters are interesting. I agree. How far from all good things does Picard happen? Well, we don't know about all good things, right? Did all good things not happen? Is it not in the future? I don't know. Oh, wow, Silver Bullet. I'm going to check out Alternate History Hub. Thanks. That's really interesting. Casual Steel. Hey, okay. The other thing I want to mention to you guys while we're here and while we're talking. Listen, Axanar Confidential remains here on the Axanar YouTube channel. We made some changes to the Axanar YouTube channel, right? And one of the things we did was we moved all the live streaming except for Axanar Confidential to there's the Picard episode. Okay. I want you all to go to Axanar Live. All right. I want you all to go to Axanar Live and subscribe and hit the notifications. That's where we do all our YouTube lives, okay? Except for Axanar Confidential. So Axanar Confidential broadcasts here on the main Axanar page, and then we don't post it here from now on. It's all going to be downloaded here and uploaded to Axanar Live. So please go to the Axanar Live channel. That's where we want to go and chat and set up. We've got a new program coming, and it's going to be for every 100 new signups we have, we're going to be giving away a free, not Aries hat, we got Apollo hats coming. And we're going to be giving away a free Apollo hat for every 100. How's that? All right, let me look at what else. Yeah, listen, I'm sure Laura's going to appear. Rega Media was talking about that. So yes, I'm sure he's going to appear. So yeah, so that's there you go, guys. That is. Oh, did Mark Payton send me his email? He did send me his email. Let me just share Mark. Boom. All right, Mark Payton, I shared. Trey's gone because he's getting Nicole some dinner. All right. Oh, okay. So, all right, let me get that done. So there you go. So that's my take on Picard. I'm all for it. I hope you guys will be too. Listen, I don't want this to get into this, I don't support CBS stuff. I get it, guys. What I want you to do is support Axanar. What I want you to do is write CBS and tell them, hey, numbnuts, support Axanar, right? Don't go full hatred on CBS. You know me. I'm not a hatred type person, all right? I don't think hatred is a useful emotion. What I would like you to do is support good Star Trek, right? And if you think that's Axanar, then tell CBS that it's Axanar. Write them. You want to know who to write? I'll give you their emails. But tell them support Axanar, because I don't want to be the guy that's, oh, it's Alec versus CBS. No, that's not productive. It's not productive to be in a fight with CBS, right? If they don't appreciate Axanar, if they're not smart enough to add Axanar to their pantheon of Star Trek, if they're all butthurt about their stupid decision to sue us, okay, that's their problem. But I'm not going to buy into, hating on CBS because they did stupid shit with Axanar. Doesn't do me any good, right? Sean Thornton says, be respectful and make your case with knowledge and passion. We're going to produce great product. That's how we're going to do it. So, all right. So let's talk about last night. We had a production meeting. Paul Jenkins, Scott Conley, our producer, and myself had a production meeting. As you know, yesterday we hit $50,000. We hit our first milestone. Our phase 1 milestone, $50,000 basically paid for the first 2 Axanar shoots. I'm very excited about that. Thank you all who donated. We're actually over. We're over about $750 right now, over the $50,000. And I'm taking that $750, and that's going to be the seed money for the next round. The next round is, let's see. The next round will be to pay for the next Atlanta shoot in March and then the LA shoot in April. Now, and we talked seriously about, well, why don't we just make both shoots in Atlanta? And I have strong feelings that this 4th shoot should be in LA. Scott is a producer, and Paul was like, well, what if we did it in Atlanta? It would cost half as much. I go, yeah, but then we have to fly in actors from LA, because most of the actors for the 4th shoot are in LA. Ugh. So anyway, we're talking. The good news is we had an amazing production meeting. We have, is this it here? Here's my to-do list. Boom, boom. Here is our production timeline. All good. And so we're on a critical path to getting this done. The goal is San Diego Comic-Con for episode 1. We'll see if that happens. I'm hoping it does. Episode 2 and here's my thought. If episode 2 is either going to be at Star Trek Las Vegas or Dragon Con. That's where we'll premiere it. Now, here's the deal, folks. And I'm serious here, right? I want to be respectful to CBS. That's important to me, that I'm respectful to CBS. They have no respect for me, and that's their problem, right? I don't judge my behavior based on other people. The way, right? You want to be an asshole to me? I'm not saying they're an asshole to me. I mean, like, if you want to be like one of the haters, that's fine. It doesn't mean I have to be that way to you, okay? I don't go stalking people. I don't go, lying about people or hating on people. It just doesn't do. So, but if CBS leaves us alone and lets us make Axanar, if I don't hear from CBS between now and when we release it, I'm not going to do anything at Star Trek Las Vegas. That is respect, right? If they respect me and leave me alone, I don't want to impose on their jam. Star Trek Las Vegas is their jam. It's their shows. I don't want to take anything away from that, right? We'll go this year. We'll show the flag, but hopefully we'll have released episode 1 at San Diego Comic-Con, and then we'll release episode 2 at Dragon Con. I think that would be huge, right? It's our hometown, so we should. That's the way I want it. Okay, so Colin Barrett says, okay. Colin Barrett says, it's actually nuts the way Star Trek series have to license content from each other. The reason Tom Paris was not Nick Locarno in Voyager would not pay TNG to license the character. I'm not sure that's the actual reason, Colin, because it was all under one roof at that point. The licensing happens with JJ Trek being licensed because that's after the split. That's after CBS and Paramount split the right. Viacom split the rights between the two. No, Warner Brothers won't let Joe Straczynski do anything with Babylon 5, which is stupid as shit. At some point, that series will be rebooted. It has to be. It's epic. Craig Severies, ready to get and break in the gold 32-ounce tumbler. It's 30 ounces. As soon as they arrive in the store, any pre-sale promo. No, look, Craig, it's Chinese New Year right now. Nothing's happening over there. I guess this week I should hear. I'm totally excited for the tumblers. Really, really excited. That should be great. And I think they're going to look amazing. So there you go. All right. So all right. So let me move. By the way, Aries Studio Store. If you guys want Axanar swag, by now hopefully you know. AriesStudios.net. God, I talked to Darlene, our paralegal, who's been our paralegal for 20 years. She handles all our corporate paperwork, all our incorporations, all our filings, all of that stuff. She's amazing. I love Darlene. Oh, she's so great. And she had filed all the paperwork, so we're supposed to be in process. As soon as I get the paperwork with our EIN, our employee identification number, as soon as I get that, then I file for the 501c3, and we should have it in 3 weeks after I file that paperwork. Then we will be a 501c3, and then everything is tax deductible. How cool is that? That's going to give us a lot of latitude because it's going to be easier to raise money at that point, being a 501c3. Yeah, we got a meeting. Gosh, we got another high school group coming in a week from Friday, I think. But yeah, all good. Yeah, so, I was going to check on PayPal. Let's see about PayPal. Wow. Kicking ass. The store kicked ass today because we put the Axanar soundtrack in and an autographed Blu-ray. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want to do. Boom. Get out of here. I better check. Let's see. All right. Let's log out of PayPal. Let's go to our donation account. Let's see where our donations are. We can also do that here. Let's refresh and see how much. Wow. We were over 7. Let's see if it's gone up at all. All right, we're going to log in and see how much. Donate. All right, so we're at $730 above the $50,000 mark. So that $730 is going to seed the next round of fundraising. So it's just going to sit in the PayPal account. There we go. It's just going to sit in the PayPal account until we launch the next fundraiser, and that'll be the start. So we'll have a little bit of a running start. Yeah, there you go. That's great. I paid off. With the Aries Studio Store, part of what I've got to do is you're constantly buying merchandise, right? So I'm buying stuff and stock in. Our stock is growing and growing and growing, and we're still making money. Here's the good news. This is the first month. The studio. So studio rent's $3,700 a month, right? Our Luck Dragon, $10 super chat. I absolutely loathe disco, but I have goosebumps of sheer joy after the first 2 episodes of Picard. God bless you, man. Yeah, listen, I understand that, and that's a good sentiment, and thank you for the super chat, Luck Dragon. It's much appreciated. Donnie Pearson says, thanks for another great show. Have a great weekend. Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper to you too, my friend. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, Colin, I'll check that out. Colin says there's a documentary on YouTube about Rick Berman and how he ran Star Trek, in that it raises the licensing between series while it was all under the same ownership. DS9 had problems with the Maquis. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, I will check that out. That English gent says Axanar, I totally agree, Alec. That's a very mature way to approach releasing Axanar, and I think it would go some ways to mending the bridge between yourself and CBS. Yeah, listen, it doesn't help to hold grudges, right? It doesn't. All right, let's check out what's going on here. Good. I don't hear the pups yet. That's good. All right. So anyway, so what we've got to do is we've got about another $90,000 we're going to have to raise So 30 for the next 2 shoots, 30 for post-production, 30 for visual effects. That's probably where our money's going to be going. There's a lot of things we've got to do, and we're going to do it. So there you go. Check out the Aries Studio Store, people. Everyone, please buy something. AriesStudios.net, right? And this store is there. Whenever you buy something, it supports this. I was talking about the every month our rent's $3,700, not including about $400 in utilities and internet and lights and insurance, right? Just the rent's $3,700. So this month, for the first time, for February, like 4 days ago, I paid the delta, the difference was $2,700 that comes in from Patreon, which will come in the next couple days, and the $3,700 in rent. It's always taken longer to get that paid, or I've had to pay it. This month, paid entirely from the money that comes in from the Aries Studio Store. We have already paid the delta. So when the money comes in Patreon and done that, we are done. Rent is paid. Thank you. That is you guys buying hats, buying patches, buying posters, whatever it is that we're selling. Thank you. And the high school students who shoot their films, and Vance Major Owen who's coming here, and Jonathan Lane who came here. We all thank you for allowing us to have a studio. All right? And then this year, we're going to build our own studio. We're going to buy some land and put up a steel building, guys. We're going to take our control of our destiny. We're not going to be, I do not want to be paying $3,700 a month anymore. I want to have a mortgage. I want to have a 10,000 square foot building. I want to have a kitchen and a bar so you guys can come, you fans can come, hang out with us, right? We can hang out on the sets. We can have parties. We can do conventions. We can film there. We can do whatever we want to do and do other projects. Okay, so there you go. That's kind of what the plan is. Hey, oh, David Sound got his miniatures. That's cool. All right, so here's the last thing I want to tell you about, right? And I'm gonna do. Let's just. Most of you guys have seen this already. It's so good, it's worth seeing again. Let's watch the trailer to Squadron, and then we're gonna have I'm gonna tell you something fun, and then we're out of here. All right, here we go. Yeah, baby. How's that? I love Squadron, right? So next week, Jacob Holy, who is the guy behind Star Trek Squadron, is going to join us from Czech Republic. It's going to be 3 a.m. his time, and he's getting up in the middle of the night or the early morning to come on to talk to you guys about Squadron. He's a super guy. Squadron is going to be in Czech with English dubbing and English subtitles, but then they're doing another project, and 2021... we are going to do a project together with Squadron. So there'll be a Czech Republic, Aries Studios, Star Trek fan film project. Maybe Star Trek, maybe not. No, probably Star Trek. We already have an idea, and we've already been talking about it. Real excited about that. Craig Severy says, when you have the new studio, you're planning on making other genres or mainly hosting other productions? Absolutely other genres. Our second project, which is not a Star Trek fan film, is going to shoot there. If we do whatever we do, we want to branch out. We really, I'm not interested in doing Star Trek fan films. We're going to do something with Squadron because that's fun. Right? That'll be like they're going to come here, I'm going to go there. It'll be fun. But generally, we'll support other Star Trek fan films. We'll invite them to our sets. Work with the Warp 66 studios up in Arkansas. That's all great. Yeah, Dave, they are going to do English dubbing. But yeah, we want to do new, interesting stuff that we can make money off of, right? And support the studio. But I think the studio, Aries Studios, think of it. We own our own land, our own building, and we can just do whatever we want. And you guys, it's ours, right? It's ours. You guys will come down and we'll hang out, and I just think it will be a blast. So much fun. I've been gathering designs and figuring out how we're going to do it, and God, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, English gent, you come on over and you hang out. You hang out at the studio. Who knows? Maybe we even put in some bunk beds or something, so you guys come and stay. We'll put in a shower, and maybe we'll build some tiny houses outside, like little cabins. We want to get like 10 acres land, so maybe we'll put little cabins out there. How would that be? That would be kind of fun. So yes, yeah. Listen, yeah. The idea is like if you're supporting the studio through the Patreon, then you're automatically a member of the studio, right? Kind of cool. Yes, we're going to build Axanar Corridor. Yes, absolutely. In the new studio, Axanar Corridor, Axanar Sickbay, maybe Axanar Engineering. Maybe, we'll see. Not so big on a Space 1999 series. I mean, I love Space 1999. Well, not really. I don't really love it. I love the Eagles. I love the ships, right? Not the show. The show's kind of dated. It's just never did it for me. Garth is the very model of a modern Major General. So, Axanar Summer Camp. Yeah, Craig, exactly. Axanar Summer Camp. How cool will that be? So, yeah. Boop-a-doo. Make sure you have wheelchair access. Absolutely. It's got to be ADA compliant, guys. Always. Come on over, Colin. Come on over. Okay, listen, I want to get going here. I want to thank you all. You guys have been great. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you watched Star Trek Picard. I think that's great. We will listen. Excuse me. I'll get more alcohol so I can drink. I'm looking forward to episode 2. Might even try and watch it tonight. I got to go downstairs and release the puppies. Deal with my dogs as well. Everyone, thank you so much for coming out tonight. It is always a pleasure to hang out on a Friday night with you guys. It is now 10:13 East Coast time, so it's time to wrap it up. But thanks, guys. You guys have been great. Thank you for the super chats that we got tonight. Thank you for the viewers who came here. Tomorrow, I don't know when I'm going to be on. There's definitely Axanar After Dark tomorrow, but there's probably going to be some Axanar during the day. We'll see. A random live stream. But we'll see. In the meantime, live long and prosper. Peace be with you all. Thank you. I love you guys. I love my Axa gang. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right?